Well, hey there, you awesome bipeds, quadrupeds, and even the occasional dinosaurs. It is I, Lil Wolf, and we're back inside a ship. We're not in the den at the moment. And also that noise in the background. We are traveling, so we're doing some laundry while we're out and about in space. And the reason for that is we are going to jump into the British series of Space Patrol, or also known as Planet Patrol. So, yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is a show that I've been watching for a little bit, and I have had a lot of fun just visiting their shows, and I figured let's try and see if I can share this on my channel since we do show lots of retro things, and this would be a perfect retro sci-fi show. And it's Space Patrol or Planet Patrol. And it says here the series features the vocal talents of Dick Vosberg, Ronnie Stevens, Libby Morris, Murray Kesh, and Yasan Churchman, and comprises 39 half hour episodes. This series is also known by its US title, Planet Patrol, to avoid confusion with the 1950s American live action series of the same name. The marionettes used in the series incorporated some elements of Gary Anderson's super marionation technique. Specifically, their mouths would move in sync with dialogue. Lee had previously worked with Anderson on the series The Adventures of Twizzle and the first of Torchy and the Battery Boy, though Anderson would not develop super marionation until after his association with Lee ended. The series is set in the year 2100, by which time the indigenous and autonomous civilizations of Earth, Mars, and Venus banded together to form the United Galactic Organization. Space Patrol is the USG's military wing, and the series follows the actions of this interplanetary force, focusing on the missions of a tiny unit led by the heroic bearded Captain Larry Dart. The humanoids in his crew consist of the elfin Slim from Venus and the stocky, ravenously sausage mad Husky from the Red Planet. Oh, his name is Husky. Okay, cool. He's from Mars. The imperfect Slavic accent variants and six-pointed star chest emblems of these two may have been a sly nod to the Jewish Russian heritage of the English series creator and writer. These men would regularly use one of the two interplanetary space vehicles, the Galasphere 347 and the Galasphere 24, providing technical support on Earth is the brilliant and intuitive Irishman Professor. Oh, oh Lord. Uh, Aloysius O'Brien O'Rourke Haggerty. Good Lord. Called Pop by his daughter Cassiopeia in his to his perpetual dismay. Haggerty's gregarious pet Martian parrot, uh, let's see here, a Glibberdictum bird, taught to talk in the Slaves of Neptune episode, accompanies the crew on rare occasions, keeping them on a tight rein, are the Colonel Rayburn and his oh Lord, super efficient Venusian secretary Marla. Both are also based on Earth. The show reflects sex roles, characteristics of the culture and era of which it is produced, but blonde and brainy Marla would often explicitly point out that there are no dumb blondes on Venus. Indeed, the series was created and written by the prolific polymath artist Roberta Lee, the first woman producer in British to have her own film company. Wow, that's so cool. The series was sold overseas and broadcast in US, Canada, and Australia, and in spite of very low budget, which meant that sometimes the shadows of the puppets could be seen on the TV screen before the communication device was supposedly turned on. The show rated strongly with a young audience in many regions, including New York, and garnered a huge following. Babylon 5 creator J. Michael Straczynski says it was his favorite show as a child. Okay, so now that we have that down, we are going to jump into their first episode, which is called The Swamps of Jupiter. Now, it says in here that Dart and his crew are seeking a lost party of scientists on Jupiter and came upon a band of criminals who are unaliving numbers of Loomis, the only wild animal on the planet. Okay, so I hope you guys do enjoy this, and I hope it helps you get through your day and get through your Monday or whatever day you're going to watch this on. Ah, this is a fun show, and I hope I'm able to show it, and I hope there's no copyrights. It's going to be a fun show to show many episodes of, and like it says, there are 39 episodes, so we can have 39 different runs of this. All right. So if this helps you, I really hope it does. And if you ever feel like you need any help and you don't know who you can talk to, if you're in the US, you can call the US suicide prevention number, which is 988. And they'll get you in touch with whomever you may need to get the help that you need. And I hope you reach out to them if you do. But if you're outside of the US, you have to go to blog.opencounseling.com/suicide hyphen hotlines slash, and they'll give you a list of all the other countries out there and the different numbers or websites that you may need to get the help that you need. If you need any help at all, please reach out to these groups of people and get the help that you need. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our favorite drink of choice from the replicator, which is gonna either be coffee, tea, or hot cocoa. And let's jump into the ship and see what happens on the swamps of Jupiter.
This is Earth, the year 2100. New York is the headquarters of Space Patrol, and men from Earth, Mars, and Venus live and work there as guardians of peace. This is the story of those men whose courage and daring make the universe safe for us all. The minute one emergency is under control, I've got another to deal with. Marla,
Yes, Colonel Rayburn.
has Galosphere 347 landed yet?
Yes, Colonel. Captain Dart and his crew are already in contamination control.
Tell Dart to come and see me immediately. He's been cleared. We've no time to waste.
Very good, sir.
See that another Gallowsphere is prepared for immediate takeoff.
One will be ready in 2 hours.
That's too long. This is an emergency. Make it an hour.
Right, sir. We'll bring in an emergency rehabilitation crew.
Ah, there you are, Dot. Come in, come in.
Good afternoon, Colonel.
I'm afraid you'll have to prepare for immediate takeoff.
Suits me, Colonel. Where am I headed for this time?
Jupiter.
Jupiter? But we've never had trouble there before.
There's a first time for everything.
You mean they've been invaded?
I don't know. We've got a group of scientists out there, and they've kept in continual contact with us until the last 2 months. Since then, we haven't heard a word from them. Put Jupiter on the screen, will you, Marla? There she is. Those misty arcs show the paths of ionospheric storms. They've been unusually bad this year and have sometimes stopped us receiving any direct signals from Jupiter.
Maybe that's the reason you haven't heard from the men.
I thought so at one time, but the silence has been too long. Anyway, another Gallowsphere went into orbit round the planet to see if it could pick up any messages, but they didn't get a word. That's proof enough for me that something's wrong.
Why didn't the Gallowsphere land and investigate?
Its orbital drive wasn't functioning properly, so it had to return to base. That's when I decided to send you instead.
But I've no time to waste. Could you find out when my Gallowsphere will be ready for takeoff, Marla?
The rehabilitation of your Gallowsphere will take too long, Captain Dart. The Colonel has ordered another one ready for takeoff.
Fine. Then I'll tell my crew to get ready.
I have already instructed them to return to contamination control. You will find them waiting there for you.
You think of everything, Marla.
A Venusian has the facility never to forget.
Well, sir, I'll go at once.
Goodbye, Captain, and good luck.
Since I have been a member of Captain Dart's crew, I've not had the opportunity to return home to Venus.
And I haven't been able to go back to Mars. But there's no use creeping.
I am not creeping, Husky. I am griping. Ah, Captain, where are we going to this time?
The Jupiter. Come on, Slim. Get yourself decontaminated. We don't want to infect other planets with Earth germs.
I never thought I'd be seeing this corridor again so soon.
Neither did I.
It's a pity Rayburn didn't contact us before we landed. Then we could have gone straight to Jupiter.
We'd still have had to come back. We couldn't go on a journey like this without getting our Gallowsphere rechecked. You check off first, Slim.
Gallowsphere 024 calling Central Control. Closing inner vacuum door.
Central control to Gallowsphere 024. Inner vacuum door now closed.
Primary drive functioning.
Check.
Orbital drive on.
Check.
Interplanetary overdrive on. Everything's ready, Captain.
Fine. Husky?
Orbital speed 0 to 20,000 miles an hour.
Speed maintained.
Scanner viewer working.
Check.
Astro beam working.
Check.
Gamma rays on. Yoba rays on. All in order, Captain. I'm ready.
Thanks. Gallowsphere 024 to Central Control. Ready for final check. Automatic course control on.
Check.
Gravity freezing cabin on.
Check.
Meson power on.
Meson power slow and not too steady. Meson power not picking up. What's your weight?
289,000 pounds.
Recheck weight, please. You're too heavy.
We have extra equipment on board for possible Jupiter landing. I'll switch on weight controllers. How is it now?
Meson unit gain
Takeoff program starting now. Speed, 5,000 miles an hour rising. Space velocity maintained.
Course deviation negligible.
How does Earth look, Husky?
Partially hidden by cloud, but there's a good view of Australia.
Relax, boys. The worst is over. We better get into the freezer.
How long is it for this time?
The whole journey.
The whole journey? But why?
Because we're keeping 10G acceleration for half the trip.
Let's come out of the freezer for the last half.
Gallosphare 024 calling control. We're going into the freezer. I'm setting automatic time control to operate for 24 days, 12 hours. If an emergency arises, please use your Zergon ray to switch off our time control.
Message received and noted.
Time control's on. Come on, boys.
I hate going into the freezer. It's like being unconscious.
While our body is at a subnormal temperature, our degenerative processes are halted.
Mine aren't. I always wake up hungry.
Slim means that while we're in deep freeze, we don't get any older. Now, come on, Husky. We're starting to gain speed, and we're going to feel pretty uncomfortable if we're not in the freezer.
Oh, and I brought a snack along to eat.
Husky, did that cake go through contamination?
Sure it did. There's not a germ on it.
Well, you can eat it when we're in orbit around Jupiter.
In 3 weeks' time, the cream will be sour.
Take the cake into the freezer with you.
What a good idea.
In a few seconds, Mars will block our view of the galasphere. There, it's gone.
Keep track of it on the sonar beam, will you? We don't want to lose them.
The time control's off. We must be nearing Jupiter. I'll check to make sure. It's okay. We've been in freeze for the proper time. I'll call Earth and see what's happened.
I've got a signal from 024, sir. Will you speak to them?
Yes. Colonel Rayburn here. Your flight has been normal and you're proceeding on course. In 5 minutes' time, you must change to orbital speed. Orbit Jupiter twice and try to make contact. If you don't succeed, come back.
Very good, sir.
Remember, Dart, if there's trouble there, you're not to land.
What happens if they're fighting? We can't just pull out.
You must. You're not a space soldier, Dart. You're a space patrolman. If there's trouble on Jupiter, we'll call in the galactic forces.
Rayburn's made sure we don't get any fun out of this trip.
It's his duty.
I wish we didn't always have to let others clean up the mess. There's nothing I like better than a fight.
Prepare to go into orbit, Slim.
Our speed is too fast.
Then switch off transfinitive drive.
Apprehension considerable, Captain. We are still doing 40,000 miles an hour.
If we don't go into orbit soon, we'll crash into Jupiter.
Change to primary drive.
I've already done so, but we're not slowing down. The brakes have gone, Captain. They've gone.
Then we must switch on the meson power.
If we do so at our present speed, we'll blow up.
If we don't slow down, we'll crash into Jupiter. We've a bad choice, Slim. We've got to take a chance. Switch on the meson power.
I'm afraid, Captain. I don't mind danger, but waiting like this...
If we don't slow down soon, it'll be too late. The meson power's on.
Oh, what a relief.
Our speed now 10,000 miles an hour.
Go into orbit.
Right?
I better do a final check with Earth. Galliosphere 024 calling control. Can you hear me?
Your voice is faint. Switch to sonar beam.
Sonar beam on. Can you hear me?
Voice fading. I understand.
Well, that's that. We're really on our own now. Can you see anything yet, Husky?
There's too much cloud. Say, Captain, what's it like on Jupiter?
Oh, a bit like the Florida Everglades, covered with Newfoundland fog.
Sounds wonderful.
Not a sign of Jupiter yet. Switch on the Yaba rays.
I've already done so, but it doesn't penetrate the cloud. I'll try the gamma rays. There's Jupiter now. I wonder if our men are still alive.
I'll try and make contact with them. Galliosphere 024 calling Jupiter. Galliosphere 024 calling Jupiter. Come in, please. Come in, please. Galliosphere 024 calling Jupiter. Galliosphere 024 calling Jupiter. Come in, please. Galliosphere 024 calling Jupiter. Galliosphere 024 calling Jupiter. Come in, please. Galliosphere 024 calling Jupiter. Galliosphere 024 calling Jupiter. Come in, please. There's no reply. We'll keep orbiting and try for contact.
Another galliosphere is trying to make contact, Doctor. What shall we do?
Nothing. They'll try for a while, and then they'll go away.
What if they come into land? I don't like it.
You've only yourself to blame. If you hadn't killed the Earthmen, we could have forced them to signal that everything was all right.
I didn't mean to kill them.
Galliosphere 024 calling Jupiter. Come in, please.
They're making me nervous. I'll switch off.
Don't. I like to hear what they're doing.
That's more than I do. Why can't we leave now? We've enough Lumi skins.
If we stay another week, we can get 100 more. Think what that means. We'll be the richest men on Mars.
I'll settle for less.
Well, I won't. Get the gun.
I never thought I'd feel squeamish at having to kill Lumis. But they're such pathetic-looking creatures.
If you want to quit...
No, I didn't mean that.
Well, stop complaining.
Do you think it's all right to leave this?
Why not? The Jovians are too stupid to work it.
Galliosphere 024 calling Jupiter. Galliosphere 024 calling Jupiter. Galliosphere 024 calling Jupiter. Scientific headquarters on Jupiter. Come in, please. Why don't you answer? I can hear you buzzing, but don't understand what you're saying. Don't worry, we're coming into land.
I hope Rayburn won't be angry that we're disobeying him.
Our orders were not to land unless we made contact, and we did make contact. We can't be far from headquarters. Have a look on the compass.
HQ is about a mile to our left.
We'd better take it quietly. If there are any invaders here, we don't want to meet them unprepared.
I can see water ahead. Shall we make for it?
No, the water here is poisonous.
So's the air. Even with my molang, I don't feel so good. What's that?
I don't know. I think there's something ahead of us.
The compass has gone mad. It's flickering all over the place.
That means somebody is using a vibra gun. And we're picking up the sound waves. Yes, something is going on. But I'm darned if I can see what it is.
Look, Captain. Over there. That's the noise we heard.
That noise wouldn't make your compass go mad. It was a vibra gun that did that. Shh, duck down. Someone's coming.
I'm sure I heard something.
It was the lobies.
No, it wasn't. It was men's voices. What was that?
Nothing. Get control of yourself, will you? There's a loomy straight ahead. Shoot!
That's one more gun.
Wade in and get him out before he sees.
All right, What was that?
What?
I heard that noise again.
You're imagining it.
I tell you, I heard a noise. I don't like this, and I'm not staying. Let's collect our skins and go.
I have a feeling we won't find our men alive.
I've got the same feeling. I'd like to get my hands on those two Martians.
Wait, they're armed and we don't know how many of them there are. They might have more men at HQ.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go and see.
All right, but quietly. Our only chance is to take them by surprise. That must be headquarters. Take it quietly. What the heck? Hey, hang on while I fix the Electran. Okay, now I can understand you.
It is good you hear, Earthman.
What's been happening?
Men from Mars arrive on Jupiter. Earthmen see them and fight. All killed.
All of them?
Yes. Now men from Mars kill Loomies too. Look, see skins?
Why are the Martians killing the Loomies? What use are the skins to them?
I not know. Cannot understand Mars talk. Only see.
Captain, are you okay? Well, look at that.
He thinks you're one of the invaders.
What do you mean?
Those two men we saw are Martians, and they're killing the Loomies. How many Martians are there here?
Only two, but very powerful. All other Jovians hiding in swamps. Can you help us?
We'll have a try.
I'd like to get my hands on those two.
We'll have to be careful. They've got a vibra gun, remember?
They're coming now.
You stand on one side of the door, and I'll stand on the other.
I'll take all the skins back to our ship.
I must be crazy to listen to you. Another week here and we'd be...
Another week and you'd kill more innocent animals.
Who are you?
We're members of Space Patrol. I'm Captain Larry Dart.
I'm Dr. Moll. I am a scientist. And my assistant and I came here to study Jovian life.
What happened to the Earth scientists?
An unfortunate accident.
That wasn't the story I heard.
What happened to the Earthmen was unfortunate. But we cannot be blamed for it.
Do you have permission to land on the planet?
Unfortunately, we have no license. An oversight, of course.
Oversight. You came here to kill animals, and you're breaking the United Galactic laws.
Husky's right.
But a few animals.
It looks more than a few to me. Why do you want the skins?
That's my business.
Tell him, Doctor. Maybe we can cut him in and,
Be quiet.
I won't. The skins have got special properties. They're as light as cotton wool, and if you hit them, they remain warm for years.
A permanent hot water bottle.
You fools! If only you had the sense to realize what this means, you could earn yourselves a million.
At the expense of killing the only animal life on Jupiter.
Who cares about animals? The colonists on Pluto would pay a fortune for these coats.
Watch out, Husky.
It's okay, Captain. Thanks, Joe. You haven't got eyes in the back of your head, but you've got the next best thing.
Keep them covered, will you? I'm going to plastifoam them.
There is no need to do that.
I'm not taking any chances.
Captain, we'd better contact Slim. We don't want him taking off without us.
We certainly don't. Larry Dart calling 024. Can you hear me?
Is everything in order, Captain?
Yes, we're coming back with 2 prisoners. Oh, and Slim, start cutting Husky's cake, will you? I'm starving.
Let's get going. It'll take you a while to walk to the ship.
If you dissolve this plastiform...
Nothing doing.
Can you take me to Earth with you?
I'm afraid not, Joe. It's against United Galactic rules to take someone off another planet without getting permission.
Will Earth scientists come here again?
Certainly.
I wish you stay here and make home with me.
I'm afraid I can't, Joe. The Galasphere is my home. But I'll be back to see you one day.
Well, alright, so I know it's only one episode today and it's not cartoons, but I do hope that you enjoyed this and I hope it helped you get through your day. Oh, it's been such an interesting weekend. We did try to go camping if you saw the post, but it just wound up being way too hot and way too many people. And like the way we were situated, like we are right next to the people who were camping next to us. Like literally, if I rolled out of the tent and stretched like 5 feet, well, we'd have to have the tent facing the other way. But if I rolled out of the tent and stretched out like 5 feet, I would have been stretching into like the next campsite. There was just way too many people, just way too much noise, and just wasn't any fun at all. I mean, it was kind of good to get the dogs out and everything like that, but it just didn't work out. I'm glad we were able to make it back home safely, and I do have another wrestling one that I'm going to be working on here in a bit. I do got to get a hold of King Crew. There was a premium live event that happened on the 3rd, so see if I can get a hold of him. Just so much to do. And oh my lord, look at these numbers. Oh my lord. Over 300 views on Vintage Cartoons Revisited 60. We're up to 309 followers. Oh my lord. I'm just not used to these numbers. It's crazy. And I realize when I'm looking at the numbers, they're not really watching all that long. Some of them 3 to 6 minutes, but the fact that I'm up to now 309 means I am catching a few of them. So, Oh, this is so much fun. I love you guys so much, and thank you for all the support. And I want to have a little bit of fun right here before we step away. If you make it to the end of the video, and I just want to see who makes it there, please comment what your favorite snack is. I want to see the comments lined up with snacks. I love all you bipeds, quadrupeds, and even the occasional dinosaurs so much. When you go out, please try and remember to mask up. It'll keep you and your family safe. And also, if you haven't yet, go out and get your vaccination or your booster. I still have to do it. And also, please try and like social distance a bit. Oh my lord, people are still just right next to each other. And if we do all that, there is one here in the rocket that we can keep safe and protect. We have to hashtag protect the lioness. I love you guys so much, and we will see you soon. So until next time, Wolf out.